6 months ago we started the 3-year project. Just come back from a surf, and I thought I'd share with you a documentary of what's gone on in the first 6 months. So the documentary is 1 of 6 parts. So this is the first 6 months of the 3-year project, and it's called Some People Sleep While Others Dream. You ever dreamed of playing at Glastonbury? Well, I have. So I want to try and make this dream a reality. Welcome to the 3-year project. This is a project all about adventure, fun, and trying to get somewhere. Let's go back to August last year, when basically had that midlife crisis. Found out about my finger and did the open mic night in New Zealand. Came back and realised I wanted to do something different and big and exciting while I still can and while I'm still healthy enough. So a friend of a friend, really started as a friend of a friend, now is a really good friend of mine. Mick from Cool Britannia, and also the Sunny Coast Rude Boys. I think he was the first person I spoke to regarding this and really trying to formalize in my mind what I wanted to do. So I spoke to Mick and I said, look, I want to start a band. Is there any chance you can help me, point me in the right direction? He's a English lad as well, living in Australia. So I just wanted to understand how he did it and how he's been so successful. Mick basically said to me, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to just start a covers band? What do you want? It really made me think about, no, let's climb Everest. Let's find the biggest thing we possibly can do and try and climb that. So in the music world, that is Glastonbury Pyramid Stage. So we love the idea. And he really just helped and just told me, well, if this is really what you want to do, you're going to have to spend lots of money. It's going to take up all your time. And you're just going to fail and fail and fail and fail and fail until you have any success. Are you really ready for this? And you're prepared to take and really devote your life to something this big? So after then, I started to look at what songs I had and try and remember them songs properly. This is my collection of songs, which I've kept since basically I was probably 16 years old. Every song what I've ever wrote is probably in here. And these songs were just capturing the way I was feeling at the time. This is when I was an apprentice at ICI, and there's a song on the back of that. Another thing what I used to like doing was writing songs on unopened letters. So I had no idea what was actually inside that letter, but there would be songs on back of letters. As you can see, there's lots in here of material. Then, probably from 20 years old, I stopped writing songs in there, and I put songs then in this notepad. And this captured all my more recent songs which I wrote. There's quite a few in here. And then another thing which we've got as well is my old song collection. So these are some of my masters. That's probably one of the first recordings of who we are, and that's probably the case for that. Then we've got things like this as well. When I was growing up, I was probably 17 then when we did this. Then we've got things like this, which is pretty good. Britpop, me playing every instrument. I remember that day very clearly. And then this is my last album which I did, and this is number 1. I remember writing the number for every single copy of this, and inside this is what it was like. After going through all my old material, I listed all the songs I could remember in a spreadsheet and colour-coded them, just to find out which are the best songs which I want to put forward for the 3-year project. learning them songs and finding the chords and finding the melodies again and everything else. The melodies was the easiest part. I think the chords, and that was the most difficult. And my God, my fingers started to become sore again. You get shakes on your fingers when you play the guitar, and they was coming back, and I just could not pick my guitar up. First go on your guitar, eh? First go on the guitar. One of the first things I needed to do was go back through my old material and just get a handful of songs which we could publish. And then we can show people the sound of the 3-year project. So when I was 18, I completed Who We Are album. There's probably only 10 copies of that in existence. And then at 22/23, I did A Little Closer. And I used some of them songs for releasing on DistroKid, just to showcase what the sound of a 3-year project is looking to achieve. I also reached out to my old producer, GPS Music, which was Glenn, who's located in Bolton in the UK. And I asked if he was happy or willing to collaborate on some songs and get some new material out. To be honest, I don't think he was inspired by the prospect of working with someone so far away. And he didn't really feel the music anymore, which was a shame. But he helped best he could. He sent through all the copies and all the versions and demos which he had. And he just wished me luck. And he didn't want to get him in the way of this Glastonbury dream. So really, that was the end of working with Glenn and moving on to using a different avenue and a different process of getting to Glastonbury. I approached Mick again and asked him, look, how can I set this band up and what's the best way? I started advertising on Facebook Marketplace, and I think I only got one reply. And then Mick suggested getting session musicians. So the session musicians would help and fast track learning these songs. And these guys would be seasoned professionals and really help me get up to speed as quick as possible. So yeah, we put an advert out. The idea was we would learn 3 songs per week, and we will get to 14 songs in like 5 weeks. And then we would have had 5 weeks worth of rehearsals, and then we would be ready to gig. So we sent the advert out on Facebook across all the community platforms around music on the Sunshine Coast and in Brisbane. And we got over 100 applicants apply. So then what we did was put them in a big table and then really found out who would fit the best for the band and the vision, what we were trying to achieve. So once we found the band members, the next challenge was finding somewhere to play. So Patrick knew a old school friend, Phil, who plays for Intercooler, had a recording studio at Burnside. So I contacted him, absolute legend. He agreed for us to rehearse in his studio, and it's been absolutely fantastic place to rehearse, and we've loved it. The next thing I needed to work on was a brand and a logo for the 3-year project. I had created various templates and designs, and the one I liked the best was just something quite simple, where it was in black and white and it had 3-year project with some music in the middle. I created the 3-year project on the top and on the bottom, and that symbolized a self-perpetuating 3-year goal. The master plan is to hand the 3-year project over to somebody else once the 3 years is over. So it just symbolizes what this is: self-evolving, self-perpetuating brand. I wanted it to show something which is not limited to only 3 years, but has a 3-year purpose. Hey, Sam here from the 3-year project. This is week 4, okay? So this week we've registered all our music on DistroKid, and it's on iTunes and Spotify and everything else, which is pretty awesome. I'm really proud of that. Have a listen to the 3-year project. It's a new album on Spotify, on iTunes, on YouTube Music, I think. These are songs that I wrote when I was 16 to 23, and these songs are special to me. These songs were my raw emotions about growing up, about feeling lost and lonely and wanted to escape, about wanting to be loved. And because there were a lot going on in my time back then. During that time I lost my mum. She moved to Tenerife with my sister. I lost contact with my brother. My dad was going through a divorce. Yeah, it was a really tough time. And then songs and Jenny really helped me get over all this. So now I'm sharing these songs after 25 years with you. I hope they can help you through some dark times like they helped me, okay? And so please check them out. The album's called 3-Year Project. It's about escape. It's about wanting to be loved. It's about loving somebody. And there's some stories chucked in there too, okay? So I do hope you like it. So after releasing them songs, I wanted to try and get the word out. And I was part of a Ombi surf community. And there was a gentleman who worked for Ombi called Anthony Lay, and he was a professional speaker, and I thought what he could help me really get the message out about what the 3-year project's all about. And it's perfect timing because it was before we met the band and everything was still in its infancy. So I reached out to Ant, and then he agreed to do a short documentary on the beginnings of the 3-year project.
Am I in the right place? It'll be different again. Right, okay, here we go. So I want you to picture this. You're in your 40s, life's going along pretty amazing. You've got a great job, you've got a family, and everything's good. But then one day, you go to see the doctor because there's a little thing that you think might be going on, and in that moment, it makes you rethink what you're currently doing. And then all of a sudden you get the crazy idea to, even though you haven't played in a band for over the last 20 years, you think, I wonder if I can get onto Glastonbury in the next 3 years, on the main stage. Well, that's exactly what the person that we're about to have a conversation with has decided to do. Sam has just created the 3-year project with the goal of getting on to Glastonbury main stage in 3 years' time.
So I've just given a presentation on process safety at the Hazards Conference down at the Gold Coast. Very different to the 3-year project, but I think it went well. We've got first rehearsal tomorrow, so we're looking forward to that. We are meeting at 6. Some of the band members I've never met, so yeah, it's going to be fun. We've got Rosie coming down. She's doing a video of us meeting the band. So let's just see what's going to happen. The 3-year project is on. Yeah, good to see you, mate. Yeah, you too. How about you? Yeah, great. Gary, nice to meet you. Is our practice room for the next 10 weeks.
Oh, wow. This looks awesome.
It's looking pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, brilliant.
I like the colours. The colour scheme looks great. Yeah. So, did an amazing job of getting everything set up, eh?
How cool's the control room?
Yeah. It's a nice space.
Very nice.
Okay.
How are you feeling, Sam?
I am so nervous. This is where the rubber hits the ground today. And I think I contacted you guys probably about a month ago. It's been like a month now of just waiting for Christmas Day.
And Christmas morning's here.
Santa does come.
Yes, he does. So, a bit nervous though, I have to admit, because I'm filled with a room full of really good musicians, and you've got me here too. So, let's see how we go. We're making music, people. Here we go. The war is over. She has won. Let's see what damage is done. After eyes and bloody nose, your soul is love and water and gun. The next time they hurt twice, cut your doors in silence So hi, my name's Sam Holden. I'm the dreamer, I'm also the songwriter, I'm also the singer and the rhythm guitarist, and hopefully the entertainer, which will be entertaining you good people during our live sessions. Gary's telling me off, I need to play less, alright? This is War is Over, let's see if I listen. Okay?
Hi, my name's Gary. I'm the keyboard player. I've been playing keys for, hate to say it, but 61 years. Still doing it. Playing with Sam is certainly one of the highlights, actually, because it's all original. Sam's songs are all from the gut, and it's really good to be able to put my bit onto Sam's songs.
G'day, I'm Pat. I'm a guitar player, lead guitarist, rhythm guitarist. Hopefully get to do some backup vocals at some stage. I've been teaching guitar for many years, local here, and big thanks to Phil for letting us use this awesome space. Met Sam through Facebook ad on a music group. He put out a call for some session musicians. I said, yeah, okay, I can play a bit of guitar. And met these guys, and the songs are great. You know, he's got a vision. He's very well organised, and the songs are great. I think they'll be able to get us there to his end goal, which would be pretty cool. Hard to say which one's my favourite so far, but in seven rehearsals, we've all learned 14 songs, new songs, completely new to us, so it's pretty good going. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the journey.
My name's Caleb, I play the bass. What do I do?
Just keep going.
I can't. I lock in with the I lock in with the drums. It's a nice room in here. It sounds great. Feels great. We're locking in really tight. And these are a beautiful bunch of people to work with and great musos.
Hi, I'm Adam and I'm drumming with the 3-year project. I've been drumming for about 30 years. It's a great project to jump in and be a part of, as we've worked on all these original songs that Sam's had for a long time, and they're great songs with a great lot of meaning. So it's been really good to work with the guys on the 3-year project, and really excited to see where it goes.
How did you guys go last week?
I'll tell you something, it was amazing. These boys can play. I was better than I could ever play. I was a bit nervous. I can't believe how quickly the songs came together. Everyone was just knew the songs like they knew it already, like it was something what they played previously. So I was amazed. It was so good. I couldn't sleep that night. I was too excited.
We changed one of the songs quite drastically too, didn't we?
We did,
you know,
yeah.
It was all sort of guitar and voice driven, and then we added drums and the other instruments into it. And
we call it scratchy now, don't we?
Yeah.
That's a new name. Right, so this one is so easy, okay? There's nothing. I think it goes. Which one are we doing? So this is Aria's Head. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So it is week 3 this week. I can't believe how quickly time's going. So the idea behind the songs this week, all we're going to do is first make sure we can play the 6 songs which we've learned the last 2 weeks from start to finish, and make sure no one screws up. If there's someone going to screw up, it's definitely going to be me. So I'm super excited about that. I've been a bit paranoid this week because I've been really worried about listening back to some of the material about my voice. I feel a bit flat and sharp. So I've been doing some research, and apparently it's because I can't hear myself. I just think I can't sing, but let's see. So I asked the studio and asked around and seen what people can do. And a couple of things, I really need to hear myself, and I don't think I could hear myself properly. So we've turned the mic up really loud tonight, so hopefully I should be able to hear myself. And I'm just going to let go and not bothered about if it sounds good, bad or indifferent. I came to the studio on Sunday just by myself, just me and my guitar, and just let it out and just had a really good time. It was the first time, I know it sounds really strange, but connecting with a mic instead of just singing in your bedroom or singing downstairs with acoustic guitar. So hopefully all that is going to come to fruition tonight, and I'm going to do exactly the same as I did on Sunday. Definitely, I need to do that. Yeah, that's amazing.
And twice now, I agree with Gary. In our second fill, that rhythm part, we need to cut the second one out.
Okay.
Because twice you come in to sing at that spot.
Okay.
So I feel it's a natural spot for that to happen.
It needs me. though.
Yeah.
This is what it needs. It needs that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And it also, I reckon you can do it during this part.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, let's do it once, both times I reckon after each of those verses.
Excellent. So this is week 4 and everything's going really well. The songs are coming along really, really good. Some of them tunes are brilliant and can't wait for you to hear them. One thing what I'm quite bothered about and have been kicking myself this week, and I've been a bit low really, is listening back to some of my songs. I feel like I'm not Frank Sinatra and I can't sing the way what I want to sing, and it's really, really driving me nuts. So next week I'm going for singing lessons. I had my first singing lesson this week. Apparently I've been singing completely wrong. I've been singing from my throat instead of from my diaphragm, and I've been singing from really just had no foundations, no support for my voice, and I think that's why I've been going a bit flat. So there's a lot of things I need to work on. I've been breathing through a straw this last couple of days and just seeing how that goes, just to build this support, these foundations through my diaphragm to help me sing. So let's see if that's going to work. So this was week 5 and we've done 13 out of the 14 songs which we are going to perform. Everything's going well. The last few songs have come together so quickly. And also I feel like I'm getting a bit of confidence with that mic, which is quite unusual because I'm normally quite timid around singing, and I had a bit of gusto yesterday. So everything just seems a bit more positive. I cannot wait for you guys to hear. Bad news, I didn't really record any material yesterday. So that one we won't be able to hear, or we won't have any music against. Sorry, that was a bus, quite noisy. So what we're going to do next week is going to be different. What we're going to do is we're going to learn Ella. Ella's the last song which we need, so we're going to do that first. And then what we're going to do is turn the mic round and do a performance like we're actually gigging, rather than just standing around in a big circle learning the songs. So yeah, very exciting, all new, and 3-year project is continuing nicely. Okay, good. Right, let's do it. Ella, this is for you, sweetheart, okay? We wrote this when I found out you was in Mummy's tummy, so hope you like it. Right, Ella. I messed up. Let's do it again. Right. 3, 2, 1, go.
So here I am for my second singing lesson. Super looking forward to this. I've been practicing all week, breathing through a straw, doing all sorts of things like trying to work on my core and stuff like that. I must have sounded bloody crazy at home, but hopefully that's going to stand me in good stead for today. So let's see if I've improved and I'll report back. So this is a warm down, okay?
Yes, warm down. So easy warm down. If you've had a hard night, you can do this. You don't have to have sung anything, but this exercise separates the vocal folds, and you go, oh no. It's like you're saying, oh no. It's like that. Oh no. If you try it, oh no. You can feel your vocal cords separating. What you're doing is if they've had a hard night or had a hard sing, or you've abused them a bit, they hit together and they swell up like any other part of your body. So they become large and inflamed and sort of a little and larger, physically larger, so they lay on each other, the vocal folds.
So last week was week 6 and we did all the songs. We finished Ella and we recorded Waiting. We did Ring in My Pocket. So now the set's finished. This week the band can't make it, so it's just me on my own. So I'm just going to be doing some rehearsals, trying to learn my voice, get some breathing exercises done, and just going to let it out just by myself and record it and see how that looks like. And then anything what I can learn, I can put it into fruition with the band. So super excited. Tonight is going to be the first night what someone other than a band is going to hear some of these songs. So we've got Phil, who owns a studio with his family, and also Will, who uses his studio, is coming down too. So yeah, super excited to share these songs with people other than our band members. So I can't wait. A bit nervous though. I can't lie. I hope I can just sing like I did last week, if not better than last week, because I felt I turned a corner. So I'll report back and let you know how I go. So this is the end of week 9 and first time we've played in front of people, and it went okay. If I was to score myself, I would say we did a 7 out of 10. There was a few screw-ups in there, as to it be expected. We did okay. I'm not as confident as I was last week. I think that can be expected with playing in front of people. So yeah, onwards and upwards. I think we need to keep playing in front of people best we can and then make it second nature. So yeah, there we go. 7 out of 10 scores for tonight.
A load of friends, but all alone. One red rose with no home.
One of the weakest links in the 3-year project was my social media presence. Not very good at advertising or doing self-promotion or really talking in front of the camera or doing anything like that. I think at this stage, I probably had only 200 followers. So I reached out to Mick again and asked him just to help. And he created this video in his garden, which was pretty cool. But I just felt like it didn't really meet the branding and the strategy which I wanted to achieve. So I reached out on Facebook again and asked if anybody in the local community could help And this is where I met Zena. So Zena has been inspirational to really developing the 3-year project. She helped really with the marketing strategy and the vision and the branding and everything else to really support and make the 3-year project as professional as possible. So let me show you what we did with Zena. We created this website which goes through an introductory into the 3-year project, and then we put our old demos on here, so then you can listen to some of our music away from any streaming platforms. We've done Meet the Band, so you can meet the band members. This is how many days until Glastonbury 2027. And then we wanted something so you can see our progress. So this is 3 bars, which goes through how many gigs we've done, where we are from a time scale within that 3 years, and then how much money we've raised as well for the community towards Headspace. After that, we've then released our merchandise. So instead of having lots of t-shirts and hats and merchandise printed, ready to sell, we've used Printful, and then Printful then does everything made to order. So when we go to our website, you can buy our products and then they make that product to order, and then it ships to people individually. So to start with, we did a marketing strategy. So this is who we need to speak to. So what is our target market? What are the channels? What are the goals? What is our plan? What customers are going to experience throughout the journey? And then our content pillars to really frame what content we need to do for people who are just finding out about the project, and then different content for people who are following us, and then really went through, brainstormed some ideas of what content should look like. So this was our marketing strategy. Then what we had was a 6-week strategy to then look at what we should post on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. So this was our 6-week strategy, and that started late December, moving into early January, and then I got ill, unfortunately. Then what we've got is our brand strategy. So this then goes through what is our logo, what are our colours, what is our brand voice, and then what's our elevator pitch, and then our call to actions. And then lastly, what we had here is our electronic press kit. So we sent this out to all the radio stations and all the newspapers locally, which really talk around what is a 3-year project, the artist bio, where did it begin, and then talking about what we're doing for the community. And then lastly, our plan. We've provided a plan for key milestones for the next 3 years and what we would expect to do within each of the quarters. Remember what we've not played our first gig when we pulled all this together, so we had no gig material we could share. So this really describes our plan and how we aim to get to Glastonbury. And then the last thing which we did was a press release. And then it just talks around a press release of what is a 3-year project and how you can follow our journey. So there was a lot, as you can tell, branding and marketing strategy which we pulled together for this project. After the interview with Ant, I got invited to be part of a small group of people to run through his new mind coaching program to really help understand the person you are, help with confidence, help uncover your own limiting beliefs. This was a weekly exercise which went through various different things about understanding who you are and who you want to be, and then really building on strategies to try and help with confidence, with how to communicate with people, how to really be the best version of yourself. So one of the things which Ant did was a lot of visualization. So one of the visualizations was really going inside, deep inside your brain, into the back down here in an elevator with your eyes closed, and then finding your own control room, and then turning up the confidence dial and turning down the anxiety dial, and really fine-tuning the persons you want to be. And it was amazing, really, from that day, the level of confidence I had just around singing and around the project completely shifted. So the power of the mind is incredible.
So this is week 10. I can't believe we got to week 10 already. And what we're going to do is record the band, probably without me. So then I can practice on my own without having the full band here. So I can practice everything what I'm saying in between songs. I can practice walking on stage and just really visualizing everything what it would be like being on stage. We're going to get some mics all around here for all the session musicians and record the full set. And then it's something what I can work with. So we're just setting up so we can do a live rehearsal, and we've got some demos. That's to cover the sound of the amp, so it doesn't bleed into the mix. All very exciting. So in between Christmas and New Year, I went to Woodford Festival, and I went there looking through a different lens. I wanted just to get as much information as I could around how musicians work at a festival. I'm here at Woodford Music Festival trying to tell everybody about the 3-year project and try and get as many followers as I can. Currently, I think I'm on like 300, trying to get to 400 by today. Let's see how I go. So I want to tell you about my sister, Carla. So Carla lives in the UK and she struggled with mental health for all her life. When she was a little boy, she was having really bad mental health issues. And as a family, we didn't really understand, we didn't really support her. And so if we managed to help him at that time, I'm sure what her life would be a lot better now. So looking back, if it was one thing what I would want to have changed when I was younger was to support him when he was growing up as a little brother, helping his big brother. And then I'm sure what her life would be a lot better. I can't turn back time. All I can do is try and help others and really spread the word and support people through the 3-year project who's probably going through similar experiences and similar challenges and thoughts, and just bring a community together and help best we can. So 3-year project really is about helping people and the community in which we play, and mental health is going to be a big thing for us, and if we can try and bring that into the light best we can, 3-year project is all the better for it. So no recordings or rehearsals this week. I am on site assessing a LNG facility here in Gladstone. So yeah, no playtime for me this week. Anyway, there's always next week. So here I am in emergency. Today I've been playing, looking for some crabs with my little boys, and I fell in the ocean and then cut all my feet open. So I went to minor injuries just to try and get my feet cleaned and make sure there's no infection. Anyway, when I was there, I started feeling dizzy and basically I fell asleep. And then the next minute I knew I was in emergency in a different hospital with all these things all over me. And then I basically I couldn't move my body.
only thing what I could barely do was just open my eyes. And this went on for nearly 3 hours. I thought I was paralysed. I thought I had a stroke or something. Anyway, probably 2 hours later I could start opening my eyes and then moving my face and my neck. And then after then I could move my little fingers and move my toes and move my feet. And then it probably took 2 hours before I could start moving my legs. So I was so scared. I thought I was paralysed. I thought that was me. I thought the 3-year project was over. Anyway, the only thing what the doctors thinks what's happened is when I fell in the ocean, they think what some sea snake or something, some other sea creature has just bitten my foot and caused me to have temporary paralysis. And then it needed my body to fight off whatever the venom or the sting or something like that. And yeah, there we go. So I think it's like 9 o'clock at night now. This happened at lunchtime. So just doing some more observations, making sure it is that, making sure it's nothing more sincere. But yeah, a bit of a scary story for today. But yeah, the 3-year project carries on. So they've just transferred me from emergency. Things are not as good and rosy as I first thought. I thought I was going to get out yesterday, but they discharged me. And then every time basically I stand up and walk around, I end up having another, basically a seizure, where I can't move my legs, my body goes all shaky, I go in and out of consciousness. It's really scary. So that happened 3 times yesterday, and I must have slept for 20 hours as well. So these nurses and doctors are the most wonderful people. I don't know how they can do this, the job. Yeah, so I'm feeling a bit scared at the moment. So for weeks after the incident, I really suffered with mental brain fog. I couldn't comprehend sentences. I forgot lyrics. I was absolutely exhausted, probably for 5 weeks after it happened. It really affected my confidence and everything around the project, and I was scared that I won't be able to work again. After a couple of weeks of being ill, I started to go back into the studio again just to see how I could cope and remember some songs. After doing a live performance in front of a handful of people, Will, who's a producer at Easy Tape Studios, offered to help me with my confidence, help me with my instruments and setting up. We went through the song structure and the process and what to say in between songs. He's really been a bit of a mentor recently, just to help get from just playing these songs to actually performing these songs. And it's credit to him, really, how far I've come in a short period of time. On my breath, do you know,
yeah, that's what I was just about to say there. I can see the vein popping in your neck.
Yeah. So I need to work on that breath and the chord. Practicing words breathing now.
Yeah. Try and get a big one in before the top. See how far you get. If you get.
Yeah. But the problem what I have is because we go straight from the verse right in the chorus really quick.
Yep.
I just get as much breath in as I can.
Like in your lung, in your diaphragm, that should keep you. Notice with you that you go pitchy when you're trying to, like you're running out of breath.
Right. Okay.
So if you start with enough breath and you try to elongate that out through your passages, that should keep you pretty locked in. Yeah. That's the only time I notice you go pitchy is when you push with no oxygen.
Okay.
I've got some really exciting news to tell you. Well, we've got our first gig booked, and it's on the 21st of February. So please invite absolutely everybody. We want to make a really big impression. We want to sell out the precinct. There's only 100 capacity there, and I really want you there. So get your tickets as soon as you can.
A month before the gig, we really wanted to get the word out for the 3-year project. So we reached out to Penny from Yellow, who did some great articles and helped with the EPK. And then also Helen from PR Marketing. And both of them was amazing. They helped promote the 3-year project, tell the story, and promote it to local newspapers and radio stations. And this is where I met Bailey, who's got a podcast called Ask Her Muso, and he wanted to do an interview before the first gig.
One thing that I know anyone who is close to you would probably want to know, and it's a burning question I've had since the start, is what does the family think about it? Like the whole idea. Was there a bit of a laugh at the kitchen table, or was it like, all right, Sam, you just tell us what do you want from us? Sort of thing. Like,
Well, the wider family,
yeah.
My dad were like, hell yeah, give it a go, Sam.
And everyone's all in the UK
boots.
still?
Yes, my dad and my stepmom and my brothers and sisters. So, they've all been like, hell yeah, just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just dream big. And you only get one life and fill your boots.
Yeah.
My daughter and my little boys have been like, yeah, daddy's cool. Being a rock star. I like this.
Yeah, I love it.
Wife's like, I don't know if this is...
There we go, that's the one I was looking for.
This is, are you sure we really want to do this?
Yeah.
So, bless her, with having 3 little kids and me dedicating quite a lot of time
into this
is, I'm very grateful for getting the opportunity to do this.
Absolutely.
So in preparation for our first gig, there was a few things which we needed to get done. So first we needed a stage plan, which goes through where each of the band members is located, and then what inputs we would need for the PA system. Then what we did, just to try and make all our gigs as special as possible, we did a 3-year project soundtrack of our lives. And we embossed each one of these with an individual serial number. And we gave these to the first 10 people who came to our show. And we're looking to do that for each of our shows moving forward. The first 10 people to come to that gig will get a set list. Then what we did was the soundtrack of our lives. So when you scan this barcode here, it would take you to a place on our website which will talk about the set list and then the set list order and why it's important. So you can run through the story of a soundtrack of our lives. This was for me. So this is my set list, which I printed off. Everything in red you can see here talks around what I'm going to be saying in between each of the songs. I also had pictures at the bottom, which are my influences. That's Noel Gallagher, and then that's Robbie Williams. And really just to help me be the best version of myself when I was on stage. So I could visualize me looking at these guys and asking them what they would do before I went on stage. A week before our gig, we printed these flyers out and we went to Jan Diemen markets, and these flyers went out to probably 100 people. So these flyers talk around what the project are, and then again there's a barcode or a scanner here to where you can find tickets for our gig. And then lastly what we did is everybody who attended our gig got themselves one of these business cards, and then on the back of these business cards, if you scan this QR code here, it took you to a private place on our website where you can buy limited edition t-shirts. What we're doing is having number 1 to number 100 for each of the gigs which we do, and then the location on the back. So everybody who was there at our first gig got one of these, and anybody who comes to any of our gigs will get one of these. and they'll have different numbers for the different number gigs. So it's felt like Christmas this week. I've ordered myself all the goodies from our website, and half of it's come. And let me show you some of them. So I've got myself a 3-year project bag, which is cool. What else have I got in here? I've got myself a t-shirt. So this one says day 1 or 1 day. And then our symbol at the back. I've also got a Glastonbury 100 t-shirt, which is available all the time. I've also got in here some really cool little badges as well. So you can grab yourselves one of these. Have a look on our website, it's all available now. So just arrived at the precinct in Nambour for our first gig. Remember, if you're at our first gig and we get to Glastonbury Pyramid Stage, you're coming with us. So thank you for everybody who's coming tonight. I can't wait to see you. And anybody who's at a loose end, don't know what they're doing, come down to say hello and watch us play. So tonight we are launching the 3-year project. So we're only doing 100 gigs, and this is number 1. The aim is to get to Glastonbury Pyramid Stage in 2027. I want to just prove what you can dream big, no matter what age you are. And if I can do it, I want to encourage others, what they could have the opportunity to fulfill their dreams. We need to be the biggest band in Australia. We need to grow as quicker than anybody else, and we need to be doing sellout shows all across the country. And then next year, we need to do that exactly the same in Europe, and then we want Glastonbury to be knocking on our door. So we'd like people just to jump on our website. The 3-year project's all about a journey and following us from really where we are today, right the way through to our 100 gigs. It makes it completely different, this project, because we've definitely got a hard stop and a deadline. So the sooner you get on board and involved and watch us grow, I think it'll be better for everybody involved.
So my name's Rusty, and I own the precinct with my daughter Cherry Nyman, and we are a mother and daughter duo. Supporting Sam, who has this incredible project. It's basically his Mount Everest, and I understand that because building the precinct was my Mount Everest, and I just resonated with that, and the fact that he's also using this platform to raise money for children's mental health is something that, you know, I had to get behind as well. So when he approached us and told us about his project, we really were keen, because we felt we've kind of been in the same boat trying to do something that is, it's a massive dream. It's a big mountain to climb, and we wanted to help support him do that. Really hard to get people off their couch to come out to see music, but if you tell your story and excite people about what you're doing, they will come. And Sam has proved that, because he's never played a gig before, and he's had more pre-sales than most of our bands that have good followings. Definitely get on board, get behind Sam, because I think dreams are important. Dreams are important to support, and I think that anybody that's going to get on board behind this, it's going to be a great experience no matter what. You know, it's bringing community together, it's letting people come in and just experience a night of forgetting about their week, enjoying music, and just integrating with each other and talking about a project, which you don't normally do in a normal band environment. This is more than just that, you know.
Start with your name.
My name's Will. Will Spencer.
Yep.
So I kind of been acting like a bit of a producer for Sam. So he came to me after his first live session, where we had a few of just kind of close people to the studio come and play, and just brought me along just to work on his live gig and just help him with his stage presence and things like that and the music. Yeah. The first time we saw Sam was about 6 to 8 weeks in, and the music was strong, but he kind of had a way to go in terms of stage presence and confidence. And the last 6 weeks he's absolutely taken off, you know, and that's a credit to him and his work ethic. He had the great idea of recording the band in a live setting so that he could practice over it week after week, and that's just made him go from kind of zero to hero, really. So I'm really excited to see how it goes. If I had a crystal ball, I would say on kind of perseverance alone, he'll probably get there. You know, I think the thing with Sam is that nothing really gets him down and gets past him, and I think that'll get him most of the way, you know, and if people back him, I think that'll get him all of the way. And I think that's a really special thing with Sam, is the fact that it's a dream that is bigger than just him, and I think that's why it's important that it does go all the way, because it's about everybody's dream, and he's kind of the main character in everybody's dream in this sense, to kind of show that that's still possible.
Number 1, yeah? And 6 months ago, this was absolutely nothing. It was not even a pipe dream in my head or anything else. So to get here, singing in front of you guys, with songs which I wrote probably 20 years ago, is pretty incredible, you know? I've had to try and learn these songs again. I've had to deal with some quite big demons in my head around stage fright and stage presence and everything else. Playing with these amazing musicians and feeling completely out of your depth has all been a really big journey for me, you know? So it's credit to these boys persevering with me. And yeah, we're here having a good night. Eh?
Started, I think, as a midlife crisis. He started just to try and do something extraordinary and prove to me and to everybody else what life is still for living in your 40s. So that's what the 3-year project is really all about. Dreaming big, having aspirations when you're older, and really having fun and taking you guys on a journey.
I saw a man, he said to me, boy, you wanna be free from this world, from this life, for eternity. So take a ride in this car and go to a place never been before. You're not alone, just far from home. Now tell me, what do you see? I see your love, I see your light, I see something in the sky. See my heart, my soul, and everywhere to go. I'm all right now. I'm all right.
So lastly, I want to say a really big thank you to everybody who's helped us on this journey. It's been the first 6 months of something really special, and let's hope we can get to Glastonbury in 2027. So without your support, this dream would not be possible. And also everybody who was at the precinct and everybody who follow us on social media, thank you so much, and let's see how far we can take the 3-year project.